Hello, thank you for diving in and exploring with us. Exploration is for everyone, no matter your location or situation. But be warned, exploring beyond comfort zones can cause meaningful growth and lasting happiness. Today, we are starting a new series that dives deeper into the unknown and conspiracies. Since sirens are cryptids anyway, it's quite fitting that this segment is called Siren Song. Are we being told the truth, or is it all just a siren song? As Fox Mulder always said, the truth is out there. The sirens are going beyond the comfort of the norm and exploring the paranormal. To start off this new series, each siren will give a soapbox on why they love exploring the paranormal, and if this is outside their comfort zone. Siren Murr and Siren LC will be diving deeper into one conspiracy from the first episode of the Netflix show Inside Job. But first, if at any time the conversation gets too intense, the safe word is
Mango.
oh. First up on her soapbox is Murr.
So I am fascinated with conspiracy theories, and I think that they range from outrageously ridiculous, hello, flat earthers, to quite believable, like the government hiding their knowledge of aliens from us. Is this outside my comfort zone? Not really. Like I said, I'm fascinated with this sort of thing. I am also a lover of animation, and if you listen to Siren Soapbox, you may know that it is my dream to be the voice of a cartoon character. Well, along comes Netflix with their animated series, Inside Job, and we have a perfect mashup of things I enjoy. And I've been thinking for a while that it would be fun to have a podcast where we just tell stories. Then LC mentioned a conspiracy theory on one of our recent positivity pop ups, which got me thinking, why not use Inside Job as our inspiration for a show where we tell stories about conspiracy theories? And here we are. Elsie, what do you have to say about this?
Well, right out of the gate, I gotta say I'm an X-Files fan, if you couldn't already tell by that intro. It was my favorite growing up, and I enjoy Discovery Unknown and finding Bigfoot nowadays. And it probably seems a bit crazy, but in all reality, new species are being discovered every day. And the fact that we've explored more of the moon than our own oceans speaks leaps and bounds. And how very possible it is that we do not, in fact, know everything that is out there. Hell, just last week, Jack and I found a species of salamander in our local park that hasn't been seen in the area, or at least documented in the area. And if I can do it, and it's practically in my backyard, anybody can do it. There are things happening all around us all the time. We just have to look. I have had some strange experiences happen over my 41 years on Earth. I have had some ghost encounters, witnessed strange lights in the sky that I talked about in the Aliens episode number 13, which I think we need to revisit that topic and do an alien meditation, maybe in
We
St. Croix.
we for sure do need to do that.
Yes. And I've seen an unexplained creature with orange forward facing eyes in the woods in Kentucky, heard some wood knocks. And the number one reason why y'all should believe me when it comes to this kind of stuff is I moved to Loveland, Ohio, home of the Frogman. In fact, my husband and I are doing a documentary called Finding Frogman, where we are interviewing, I can't talk, local businesses, keeping the lore of the Frogman alive. And our very own Murr is going to do the voiceover for our video project.
Yes,
Murr and
I
I have,
am.
hell yeah. Murr and I have been to the Bigfoot convention in Hocking Hills last summer, and I think this year we need to go to the Mothman Festival in October.
That's the plan.
Heck yeah. In the age of information, we are discovering all the time how many conspiracy theories are actually the truth, which could be a whole nother series of topics in and of themselves. Conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. And could the media be priming us for certain things? How many events have The Simpsons gotten right? Again, that could be another show. And in 2022, the show White Noise is set in Ohio in 1984, and there's a train derailment and a toxic cloud. That sounds a hell of a lot of what's going on right now in Northwest Ohio. Also, I never thought I would say this, but I never thought I'd see the day when the government admits to aliens. Or is that a conspiracy theory? Are we being told the truth, or is it all just a siren song? I don't know for sure. And all that to say, this can be outside my comfort zone depending on the topic, but I'm excited to discuss it.
Yeah. So you mentioned media manipulation, and that is one of the 21 conspiracy theories that were mentioned out loud in the very first episode of Inside Job.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part. There's so much going on.
Me, it was either the first episode or the second episode, but yeah, you're right. I know I mentioned that I found 21 or I heard 21 conspiracy theories, and you said that doesn't even touch the ones that were like visually hanging out in the office at Cognito Inc. or whatever, you know, it
Yeah.
was like all kinds of things. Sasquatch. What else was there? There was a ton of
There was
them.
Mothman.
That's right. Mothman is the HR guy. You'll find that out later.
Ah, I love
I'm a
that.
Mothman. That's what he says.
It reminded me a lot of Men in Black when they're walking through the offices and stuff. But that's definitely a show you can watch multiple times and get new stuff from it.
For sure. Yeah. And I have. I've already seen both seasons of it twice. So who wants to go first? You want to or you want me to?
Well, you usually go first, so I think it's kind of fitting if you do.
All right. I want to talk about weather control today. So weather control is something that people have been seriously experimenting with. Well, they've at least with the idea of producing more rain dating back to like the mid 19th century. Back in 1894, Nebraskans blew up 8 gunpowder kegs in like a big fairground area to try to get the rains to come. And it did produce like a little light precipitation, which wasn't exactly what they were going for, but it did encourage them to just keep trying. It's been reported that the US government seeded clouds. So it's called cloud seeding when you try to produce rain artificially. And typically what they're doing is they're spraying, it's like iron or silver iodide. They're spraying silver iodide up into big puffy clouds, which then causes this chemical reaction, which makes the raindrop or the water droplets freeze up and allows them to sort of fall to the ground. Okay. Without that interference, they may just stay in the cloud and not rain. But when they introduce this chemical, it creates this reaction, which causes them to ice over, which causes them to be heavy enough to fall. And of course, it melts before it hits the ground. So it's producing rain. That's the science behind it in my very unscientific words.
So wait, for clarification, is this like what scientists are actually doing now, or what people are theorizing is going on?
That's actually how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So the US government, it's been reported that seeding clouds over Laos, Laos, I think that's how you pronounce it, from 1967 to 1972 in the hopes of slowing down North Vietnam's transport of men and material along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. And it's claimed that seeding of the clouds increased rainfall during that time by 30% in that area. So the US government is essentially weaponizing rain, which obviously, why would the government not weaponize anything they can?
Right. And they're blaming us for climate change.
Right. So by 1977, the US signed a treaty banning the manipulation of weather for military purposes. In 1972, cloud seeding was blamed for a flash flood that killed 265 people in Rapid City, South Dakota. That's a lot of people.
Well, I mean, with a name like Rapid City, they didn't see it coming.
So, okay. Also, the US government pulled out of weather modification experiments in the 1980s. So one of my resources says. And if you check our blog, I guess we should probably post a blog listing all of our resources so that we're not,
Or at least in our description box
yeah,
for
put
this episode.
links to these things that we found.
Mm-hmm.
And Thailand, I found this interesting because of that cave flood back in
Yeah,
2018. Thailand has been seeding clouds since the 1960s, which does that explain that flash or that crazy ass rainfall that came in that no one was expecting?
could be.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay.
Mhm.
That's Siren Sara, everyone who's listening. She's taking in all these stories and having the time of her damn life.
Which your nails are fabulous, by the way,
Oh, thanks.
is my color.
Beautiful.
I know. Kind of our colors.
That's true. Love it.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about how seeding happens. It's that silver iodide, which is a poison. It is especially dangerous, obviously, to fish and other aquatic life.
Fantastic.
Right. So the claim, though, is that they're using it in such small amounts that it's basically undetectable. So I said this to my friend Scuba Steve yesterday, who has been working in the environmental industry his whole professional career. And he was like, well, it's not undetectable. It's just that they're not looking for it. So there's that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. And still today, the National Center for Atmospheric Research, or NCAR, I don't know if that's how you say the acronym. That's how this girl says it. They support the work of over 50 countries who are currently participating in cloud seeding. Excuse me. So this is not just a scientific exploration. There are companies profiting from cloud seeding. In Texas, the southwestern part of Texas, I guess it tends to be drier down there. There is a company called West Texas Weather Modification Association. They get paid to make it rain, and they have this whole process where they employ pilots who are basically on call. They have a meteorologist whose job it is to watch radars and look for big puffy clouds. If he sees some that are promising, he'll call the pilot on call. They'll hop in their little Cessna and they'll go out and they'll blow off missiles. I mean, small missiles full of silver iodide to get it to rain. And the government, I don't know if it's the government or the city, it's coming out of tax money, is paying for this to happen.
That is crazy to me. Also, why don't they go do that over in California during all the droughts?
Well, I thought about that too, and you have to have the clouds to produce the rain. So if they don't have the clouds, then they wouldn't have anything to pull the water from. But I don't actually know the answer to that. I don't know if there really aren't clouds or if there's nobody working on it or if it's too profitable for California to be
Well,
dried
I heard
out.
it was a conspiracy theory that they were using high-powered lasers to set fires and doing it on purpose.
Well, that'll be interesting conspiracy theory to research.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vail, Colorado, the ski resort, they pay Western weather consultants to operate 22 silver iodide generators on the mountaintops in a 30-mile ring around the resort. So that's not the only resort that they are seeding. They have 50 other generators up and running in Colorado. And they say that this method of producing snow is significantly cheaper than using the machines to create artificial snow.
But at what cost to our environment?
But you know what? All those people will get to ski, Elsie. Isn't that what's important?
No. How are they regulating this? Now I'm like super concerned.
Yeah, I don't think it's very highly regulated at all. So there are some in some of these articles that I found and like links to, I think I have a link in here to West Texas Weather Modification Association or Western Weather Consultants. They're like they are made up of multiple companies coming together to do this work. I mean, they are it seems like it's a profitable business to be able to produce rain.
Have we not all watched Jurassic Park and learned that we shouldn't fuck with nature? Like, let's just leave it alone and let things do what they're supposed to do.
Right. Well, you know.
Ugh.
We don't do that.
I think humankind's ego won't let that happen.
Right.
They didn't stop and think whether or not they should. Only if they could. I totally messed up that line.
It was fun though to hear you say it. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is HARP. So HARP stands for High Frequency Active Aural Research Program. And they operate out of a facility up in Alaska. And it was run by some scientists in the US Air Force, along with there's a University of Alaska, I think. Yeah, University of Alaska Fairbanks had some scientists working there as well. The program was at one time, they built this place in 1993, and the program was funded by the Air Force, the Navy, the University of Alaska, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. So what they were doing from 1993 until at least 2015 was experimenting on the ionosphere. So the ionosphere is the layer between this lower atmosphere where we live and the upper atmosphere where space is. So it's just kind of like that buffer in between. And it has some properties that allow the transmission of radio signals. So that is where radio signals are dispersed from. So they have done some experimenting with, I mean, the idea is to increase the accuracy of like GPS signals or learn how to use radio frequencies to explore underground and even improve underwater communications. It's a pretty complex layer of the atmosphere. And it's also the layer that's responsible for creating aurora borealis, the northern lights.
Yeah.
They're actually, HARP researchers were able to create synthetic aurora borealis in 2005. Isn't that insane? So in May of 2014, the Air Force notified Congress that it intended to shut down HARP. And in August of 2015, the operations of HARP were handed over to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. So it is still up and running today. It's used as a research facility for the college. But the closing of HARP came by, the military pulling out of HARP came along with a whole lot of conspiracy theories, as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. Of course, there are people that say that HARP is responsible for global warming. Some people like to suggest that HARP is to blame for the 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan. There was a tornado in Moore, Oklahoma in 2013 that they say HARP is responsible for. There is one person who, he wrote a book. I'm trying to find his name right now. He says that whatever they're doing up at HARP is mind control and is responsible for keeping us in check. Lots of cool things going on up there. So that brings me to the end of my story. And my question for you is, Elsie, do you believe that the government is controlling the weather, or is it all Siren Song?
You had documented articles where the government is controlling the weather. We already know that they can.
Allegedly. Here's the thing. They said that that they have pulled out of all weather experiments back in 1980.
The government doesn't like to, I'm going to not be so vulgar. There was going to be something about a rear end in there, and I'm just going to stop. Yes, I believe that the government is controlling the weather. They want to control everything.
I know. I believe that they at least have the ability to, and that's not going to stop. I mean, certainly they are working really hard to figure out how they can use this to their benefit. That's my opinion. What about you, Sarah? Do you have an opinion?
I feel it's very highly probable that they're doing something with it. I mean, they're into everything, and scientists are pretty damn sciencey. Quite sure that they know how to do this stuff.
Yeah. And again, there are legitimate companies out there getting paid to make it rain. So
make it rain.
Make it rain. So
well, and if the government's involved, you know that they will only use it for good, not evil. So it's all good.
Absolutely. Trust them 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, that's a Siren Song right there.
So this weather being controlled came up when I think her name's Riley is walking her dad through Cognito Inc. And she's like, you can't tell people that weather is controlled by Gerald from accounting. And I thought that was hilarious. I was like, makes sense.
We could have so many episodes just from the first episode.
Just from the first episode, yeah.
Wow. We're going to have to get one of the voice actors from Inside Job or the writer to come onto our show. Because you know they're listening. Or is that a Siren Song?
Challenge accepted. I'm going to email them this week.
Do it. Yes.
All right. What do you have for us, Elsie?
Well, I'm going to preface this with let's not bring up politics or talk about current events, but we've kind of already talked about the government. I only want to talk about how this person looks. In the first episode of Inside Job, the main plot is replacing the president with a robot, which of course reminded me of the conspiracy theories that are out there that President Biden has been replaced with a lookalike. So I wanted to dig deeper on that segment. We're going to share the links in the description so you guys can see what we're talking about. And we're going to be posting our Zoom video to Patreon. So head on over there, subscribe, and you can view us in all of our glory right now.
And we are fucking glorious. So there's
fabulous. That. You can see Sarah's beautiful nails. Oh. All right. So
and I wasn't sure where that's where it is. That's where the camera is.
Back it up a little bit. Does it have like lines on it?
Yes. Looks like they're marbled.
Yeah, so they're fine.
Beautiful.
I love it. All right. So this article comes from vice.com. It's July 2022. A viral video speculating that Joe Biden is either dead, multiple people, a deep fake, or a combination of all of those has been viewed more than 1 million times on Twitter. The post was originally from a Twitter account for the band 5 Times August, led by Dallas area musician Bradley James. Wow, that's a name. Skidamus?
Skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo.
It almost sounds like a holiday. The account has 91,000 followers. He posted 2 pictures of Biden from 2 different occasions, giving 2 separate addresses, one about gas prices and the other from remarks given at a conference next to each other. And then Skidamus wrote, quote, 2 videos posted within a couple hours of each other. I mean, you tell me what's going on here. And he has the little emoji with the little spectacle eyeglass. So that's what that post said. I've got a ton of videos, or not videos, pictures for you guys. And in particular, look at the eyes. Sometimes he's got blue eyes and sometimes he's got brown eyes. I mean.
All right. Send me these pictures.
All right. Well,
I'm already skeptical.
Well, and then just wait until a little bit later because I'm going to show you his IMDb. He's got an IMDb. He's been an
Biden
actor.
does?
Yeah, he's been on Parks and Rec and a couple different shows.
So I feel like the eye color, couple of things. First of all, anybody can modify. That second picture looks like somebody on SNL playing Joe Biden.
See, it looks like a different person.
But here's the thing. I mean, eye color, people can doctor photos. Also, does anybody remember that photo going around? Like, what color is this dress? Is it white or gold? Like, I just think that when things are captured on film or even digitally like this, that sometimes they just look different. I mean, they also caught him with two very different facial expressions.
I think
So,
the key is going to be is he still sniffing young kids' hair?
oh my God.
So then it's not fake.
See,
All right,
I
so-
think that it looks like him. I think that they look like the same person because, like the eyes, when I'm looking at it, the right eye is slightly lower than the left eye, and it's like that in both pictures.
Well, I don't know. See, this eye, can you see my little pointer?
Yeah,
The one eye over here is squinty, and then this one's a
yeah,
lot
but
bigger than
he's
this
like,
one.
but the difference is like he's just like talking, or he's excited. He's clearly excited about something. His eyes are lit up, so I think that is the difference there. I think it's just his expression is different.
But like, look at the wrinkles over on this eye, and then you don't see that big, strong wrinkle on that eye.
I also think that that's a little tiny picture. And who knows what kind of doctoring happened to those photos, you know?
Are you laughing at Biden's faces again? I just scrolled
Yes,
down
I
to
am.
another picture for our listeners. So the photo on the left, his eyes look brown. And the photo on the right, his eyes look blue.
But his suit looks like two different colors and everything. I don't know. That to me is not overwhelming
Well, we can
evidence.
change our clothes colors. I guess we can change our eyes
You
too.
can. I don't think that that's overwhelming evidence because who knows if somebody could have doctored those photos. How do we know that the photos haven't been doctored?
I mean, we don't, unless we're us to see a live coverage.
That to me, this picture right here, not that one. If I saw this in person, I would think something was wrong. But I feel like this photo has been doctored somehow.
But what's your evidence for that?
I don't have any evidence for that.
And look at this. His video right
But-
under here, he's not blinking.
Who? He just
I don't
blinked.
know if I can play that. We might get demonetized. Oh wait, we need to be monetized first.
He just blinked.
No, this one right here. He's not. Quit switching. Oh, so this is the video that Skidimus posted. Look, he is unblinking.
That's why I think that, how do we know this wasn't changed? That to me doesn't, it looks like it was edited.
And look, only if I don't know much about deepfake,
Yeah.
but only his mouth seems to be moving. The rest of his cheeks and nothing else seemed to be moving to me in this.
Yeah, that's because I think somebody fucked with that video to make it look like Biden's a robot. That's my opinion. I don't think that that's real. I think somebody did something to that video.
Oh,
But I wasn't there. So are there other videos of that particular speech? Like, I wonder when that speech happened.
That looks like, I mean, it was posted July 26, 2022. And they were both of those videos that it was going back and forth from were on the same day or posted on the same day, sometime in 2022. I do not know exactly. What about it? I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
See that? All right. So for anyone who's not watching this on Patreon, we're now watching a GIF of, is it Batman?
It's the original Batman
Wobbling his head like a fucking
bobblehead doll.
bobblehead. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that to me looks like what somebody did to that video of Joe Biden. Like they edited the top portion of his face. That's why I want to
Maybe.
see other videos from that same speech to see.
Well, I don't have that today.
I know.
I'm not
I
prepared with
know.
that. Let's look at this Newsweek article. So Newsweek in July of 2022, they have this video here too. I wonder if see, okay, this is from Biden's page. Let me play this video. We're not doing sound because again, oh, no sound. He posted this. He's not blinking. It just seems so fake.
He does look bizarre. I will give you that.
Why is he not blinking? And I have heard deep fakes don't do hands, teeth, and eyes very well.
What do you, so what is a deep fake? What does that mean?
So, oh gosh, this gets into the whole Britney Spears deep fake. Okay, well, let's look it up real quick. Deep fake. There's somebody going around that kind of looks like Tom Hanks and not Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise. And they put like a filter over your face and you look exactly like that person. Let me see if I can find that.
Click on that Wikipedia. Oh.
Deep fake Tom Cruise. So this guy here on the left, no, I guess they all are. These are all deep fakes. Does that not look exactly like Tom Cruise?
So what is a deep fake then? Is it just somebody impersonating someone else, or like what is it? That's what I don't understand.
We're using computer technology. Hold on.
So it's basically a photo created by AI of Tom Cruise?
Or a video. Gotta wait for the ad to stop playing.
So nobody would ever like see this happen in person because it didn't happen in person.
Correct. You'd have to look. I mean, there's a person standing there golfing, but the deep fake is on his face. You got to look at it through the lens of a camera or a phone.
So it's literally a filter.
Pretty much. Now I got to take this linkety link and share it. All right. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is.
Now, hold on. Before you move on, I do have a thought about that. Like, I do wonder if there are like doubles for people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody who's not impersonating them, but hired to stand in place of them or whatever. That I think that that's possible, but I don't think that. I don't know. I don't know that I think that it's a robot necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that it's AI. I could see how the government could justify, using air quotes, putting someone up in front of a podium and having them read Biden's speech because they didn't want the American people to know that Biden was sick, or something like that.
Or if it's like a high risk area.
Yeah, that doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility for me.
So you're going with like the Padme from Star Wars. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
So Queen Amidala had a replacement. So anytime she was, she was still there, but kind of hidden. And if there was an assassination attempt or anything, it would have been the body double.
She would be like hanging out with the imposter queen as like a member of the, I don't know, like one of her servants or something like that, right? She was always there. She just wasn't, she was playing a different role. Yeah, I remember that now.
All right. So, I mean, okay. Nowadays, we got a picture of Biden. Notice the brown eyes. Obama days. That looks like a completely different person to me.
Well, I mean, that was a long time ago, first of all. So, dude
I
probably
mean,
aged a little bit, but the eye color, I don't know. I don't buy that as a marker for it being a different person, I guess. Just because I think that photos are so different. Mark and I can take pictures of each other using our two different phones, and the colors come out completely different. I just think that it depends on the camera. That if that's supposed to be Joe Biden, that's like,
that 100% is Joe Biden. That is his IMDb first picture that you see. Does that at all look like him?
no.
See, I'm gonna scroll through some of these pictures, and I've never seen one person look like so many completely different generic white dudes.
Which is funny because one of the main characters in Inside Job is just a generic white dude. I mean, he literally said they hired me because my face is unrecognizable in facial detection software because it's so generic.
Maybe it's based up. That's an ad.
That's a shoe.
Okay.
So that looks
I
like
mean,
Joe Biden.
That looks like Joe Biden to me. I don't even see him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's
up
over here. You can't see my cursor.
Yeah, no, another ad. Generic white dude.
Yeah. I think I see, I mean, I do get it. I do think like that very first picture that pops up on his IMDb page does not look anything like Joe Biden. It makes me giggle.
See,
But it's probably him. I bet if we looked hard enough, we could find pictures of us that don't look like us.
Yeah, but like, well, at least for me, I've dyed my hair bright blonde. I've had it short. I've had it long. I've had a wide range of weights in my lifetime. He seems to be the same weight all the time. I don't understand why he keeps looking different.
And also, is that IMD like that looks like an old picture, like he was a young Joe Biden. And
yeah,
that's what I'm wondering
1991.
about. Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering about that first picture too. Is that an old picture? Because it could have just been a younger Joe Biden.
But look, his eyes look brown there.
I don't.
You're like,
I don't
damn
care
it,
about.
Elsie.
I don't care about the eye color.
I don't know who that dude is. They're trying to say it's Joe Biden. I don't believe it. That doesn't look like him. I want
that looks
our
like
listeners.
that looks like a Joe Biden experiencing homelessness.
He's had a really bad day in that picture for sure. And that doesn't look like him. That's another one from 1991 on Charlie Rose.
I can see that as Joe Biden, just a younger Joe Biden. That looks like not that guy. That guy looks like somebody completely different though.
That's Joe Biden in 1991. Some of these are the same picture. Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you who that looks like to me in a minute.
Who? Oh, you don't want to tell me on the episode?
It's a character
from the Muppets with the mouth.
That looks like Walter from Jeff Durham.
Oh, his puppet.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a side by side. I was gonna like do a side by side, and then I typed in Joe Biden, and then I typed in Walter, and people have already done it for me.
Oh, there you go.
That was easy. Oh my gosh. I remember when Leslie Knope was so happy that Biden was there.
I do too. That was awesome.
She looks so happy there. And Biden's right over here.
See, that looks like him to me though.
Yeah. But like Obama. He's always looked the same to me.
Yeah.
I
think black men age differently than white men.
Yeah, I would believe that. He's got white hair here or brown hair here. I have no idea when that's from.
It's probably from 1982.
So.
All right, that was awesome. You got any more evidence for us?
Well, I didn't know you were gonna poo-poo it so hard.
Oh, sorry.
Here's my picture of Biden and Walter.
That's hilarious. It looks just like him.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't have that good of evidence. Otherwise, people are going to be like,
that's true.
I'm just saying.
Then it wouldn't be a mystery.
Oh, also, look at this mark on his head. It's a mole. Where is that in other pictures?
Well, maybe he had it removed. Maybe it was cancerous. Or maybe it was a blemish on the camera that day. Or maybe it's been photoshopped out of other pictures. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to believe that my president's been replaced with a robot because that scares the shit out of me.
Or deep fake, or
Right.
body doubles. The look in his face right there is like, man, I wish I was in your spot. I wish I was president.
So, oh gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I was just sitting here thinking, like, how much power does the president actually have? I know that he has a lot of power. He's running the country, but it seems like a lot has to go through Congress and Senate before he can make any kind of an impact. And I don't know. Maybe there are people who are the shadow government who's running the government thinks it's best for us if we don't know that Biden's gone and they've replaced him with somebody who's going to just do whatever the fuck they want him to do anyway. So why does it matter which body is there?
I think the president's just a poster child anyway.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. There are secret powers or not so secret powers, I think, that are running everything.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
maybe
now,
he died. Don't want the vice president to be president.
oh, do you think the world's not ready for a female president? Or do you think that the world thinks that we're not ready?
That's what I think. I think the world thinks we're not ready.
Or we just don't want her.
One or
I
the
like
other.
being explained how buses work and things like I'm a child. I'm not going to talk about politics.
I don't know how we can talk about conspiracy theories and not talk about politics. But
Yeah, that's true. Wow, we're going to have to use that mango. So,
yeah, this is why it's going up behind a paywall, people. So if you liked what you hear today, you got to pay for the next episode.
get a little taste.
That's
So what do
right.
you guys think? Do you think that Biden has been replaced? Or is that a siren song?
I just feel like it's plausible, but I don't think it's actually happened.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Siren song. Wishful thinking.
Right. Well, I mean, he's still there, so it's not wishful thinking.
Sort of, maybe.
So, Elsie, you said that you came up with a challenge for our listeners.
I did go ahead and hop on over to Netflix and watch an episode of Inside Job and research one of the conspiracy theories there. If you don't have Netflix, I don't know, just pick a conspiracy theory and do a deeper dive, go down that rabbit hole. Let us know what you come up with.
And let us know if there are any conspiracy theories in particular that you would like us to research and tell you about. We'll be happy to do so.
I want to talk about Britney's deep fake next. That's gonna be a whole episode.
Well, I for one can't wait for that. All right.
Well, this was good. Thanks,
was
Mark.
fun.
Great idea.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Sarah, and listening to our craziness. Are you going to come back for more?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, good. I love
Yes.
it. All right, fellow explorers, until next time, dive in, stay curious, and be happy.